Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you the mods that I've done to my Dyna-Glo horizontal. Most people go with the Dyna-Glo vertical. I, on the other hand, am different. And I like being different. Like I said in the previous video, I'm not much of Oklahoma Joe's. That seems to be like the trend, everyone's go-to smoker. I don't really care for Oklahoma Joe's too much. And I'll explain why I got this over that. One of the first mods that I've done is, you're going to see that sealant right there, the high pressure sealant. Works great, just kind of sealed everything up. No leaks whatsoever. Made a little tiny one right underneath there with the grease trap. I know it's not much, but trust me, it helps besides just having a tin can. I mean, tin cans work, yes, but that works much better. Drill the hole up in there, set a hook, put it in, works great. Hi Lila. Yes, Lila. What I've also done is I've added gaskets around the firebox and the chamber itself. Put gaskets all the way around it. Got my water pin in there. I've got I used to have 2 water pans, but one does just fine. I've got some heat bricks in there that I'm using as a homemade baffling, tuning, whatever you want to call it, system. I actually saw this on MeatCranium, the YouTube channel MeatCranium. He was talking about making a homemade baffling system or tuning plates, and I thought, you know what? I got some extra grates and I got some bricks, so let's give it a shot. And I'll tell you what, it works perfectly. I can dial the temperature right in with absolutely no issues. And before I had those, I had a really hard time getting the temperature dialed into what I wanted to do, to get it to cook evenly. Ever since I've added those, one right there and one right up against, I have had absolutely no issues whatsoever. Yeah, it might be time to change that one out. I got 2 extra ones. I've had that one in there for a while. It's not too bad. Cleaned it out a little while ago, and it's had a couple of cooks since then, but not too bad. Of course, my grease trap, but these gaskets have helped out tremendously. And the gasket right here for the firebox has helped out immensely. The other one tremendously, this one immensely. But yeah, that's pretty much just the mods for right now that I've done, and they've worked out great. I haven't had to adjust anything. It stays put. I've seen a lot of guys that they've had to adjust the wheels because they come up. Nope, I've had no issues with that whatsoever. No leaks anywhere. I've got a gasket in behind the stack. That's nothing leaks there. No grease leaks out of the bottom. I've seen on Oklahoma Joe's that right on the bottom underneath here, grease will leak out. I've had no issues with that. So yeah, everything's worked perfectly. So let me kind of explain why I chose this over the Oklahoma Joe's. Like I said, the Oklahoma Joe, there's nothing against it. Hey, if you've got it, awesome. That's great. Me, on the other hand, like I said, I don't go with the norm. I mean, it's not that it's bragging or anything or trying to be different. It's just I don't like what everyone else has, sort of a thing. When it comes to certain grills, yes. I mean, a kettle, the Weber kettle. I'd love to have the Masterbuilt, the gravity fed, the 560 or the 10, the 550 or the 1050. I'd love to have that. But when it comes to just smoking every weekend, getting out and doing something, the Oklahoma Joe's just wasn't doing it for me. This one has got a pull-out tray. I mean, I can easily empty out the ash. I mean, no issues whatsoever. I don't have to dig in there or anything like that. That vent right there works great. The shelving right here, On the Oklahoma Joe, it is stationary, as in you cannot move it. Boom. That's where it's stuck. And I didn't like that. I mean, I wanted something where I could move up and down and adjust. And you can't with the Joe. So I'm like, that's another reason why I can't go with it. I mean, this thing comes up and down with no issues, of course. And there it is right there. I mean, that was with one hand and one hand holding the camera. So, they're kind of built the same, the Joes and the Dyna-Glo. The Dyna-Glo, honestly, it reminds me of an old Brinkman, is what it does. And probably down the line, somewhere, they're related when it comes to the company-wise. But it kind of reminds me of a Brinkman. I mean, I have an old Brinkman, just a regular grill. If we need something fast and good, boom, slap it on that, and we're good to go. But yeah, that's kind of why I went with the Dyna-Glo. I did a bunch of research, looked into things, and I thought, you know what, for the money, let's give it a shot. If I was going to spend a lot of money, pardon me, I'm rocking in my chair. That's why the camera, I'll try and hold it steady here. If I wanted to spend a lot of money, yes, I would have gone with something much more in depth than this. But this right here, I kid you not, everyone, whatever I've wanted to do, it has done perfectly. No issues. The only thing that I need to change right there. Of course, everyone knows that more than likely, and I've seen this on other channels, they're no matter what you get, they're trash. So I'm going to eventually get that. I'm going to get a tell-true, put it in there. But there's really not any other mods that I can do to this thing. I mean, it's kind of, I got the sealant, I got the gaskets around, I've got the drip pan there. So there's really not much more I can add to this, which is my excuse. And don't tell the wife. This is between us. I'm going to get another smoker at some point, quite soon. Well, maybe not soon, but yeah, let's just keep that between us. But as in for a very first official smoker, this one's worked great. I had an old Brinkman, and it was over here, it was kind of like this right here, and then right beside it was another one of these, but propane. So more than likely you all know what I'm talking about. You had your smoking box right there, and then you had your propane right there. And that was my very first one, and that's what got me into smoking. I tried it one day, and of course it wasn't an offset or anything because you're doing it right underneath. I put a plate on the bottom so the fire wasn't directly underneath the meat, so the smoke would kind of roll around, and I rigged a few things up so it wasn't getting direct heat, but it was still. But like I said, you all know what I'm talking about when you got the box and then you got the propane. And that was my first glimpse into smoking. And I thought, you know what? This is something I'm going to like doing. And ever since, it's been nonstop ever since then. So I've got the big boy, Gunna. I like to say it. I'm from Maine. So we have quite the accent up here. I don't know if it comes across. I don't know if I have a thick one or not. But I named it Gunna. And because it looks like it's got the two legs coming out that looks like a gun. My brother-in-law told me about that. But yeah, so I'm going to do a cook on this one real soon because I've been restoring Gunna. That's been taking all my time doing that big old oil barrel. So, in the meantime, this is why I chose the Dyna-Glo. I'll do a cook on this real soon. And yeah, we'll go to town on it. Lila! I'm going to be ignored, just like every other person in my family. Lila! You want to go in? Yeah, good talk. Good talk, Lila. So yeah, until next time, y'all. It's been real. It's been fun. But it hasn't been real fun. And I will catch you all in the next vid.